Jim always wanted me to get on the steroids. I got on them once, ended up in the hospital, gave me some that were contaminated.
Oh.
Hit my liver. So shit, everything I had worked for, I lost. Hey, where do you think your weight is where you were the best in the ring? Or what weight?
Good question. 240.
240?
Yeah. I had my best endurance and best strength and agility at that weight. I was a better athlete, 70 pounds bigger than what I was. I was a 167 pounder in high school. And at 70 pounds bigger, I was more coordinated, faster, stronger, more endurance than I was at 170.
Oh.
I never realized that until I got that maturity of, muscle on. But for my frame and everything, for my size, it was just a good size for me.
Yeah, man.
And I've been bigger. I mean, I bulked up one time and it killed my win. So I mean, it wasn't like, oh, I thought I could have been, 300 pounds. No, that was a max, and being, go, an hour with Flair or 30 minutes with Tully or something like that, in that kind of shape.
So what was the heaviest you ever pro wrestled at?
272.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Holy.
When I wrestled Bockwinkel, I was that big.
Were you really? You were that big? No kidding.
Yeah, I was at Manny Fernandez's wedding in San Antonio, Texas, and I weighed 272, and I had to wear a XXX tuxedo shirt to be able to button the neck.
XXX.
XXX, yeah. My arms were my arms hanging down in the suit were 19 inches, hanging down straight.
Holy balls! You got a big frame on you.
Yeah, I'm not a little guy. My dad was a big guy, big frame guy, and so, I had the big bones to go along with it. I just had to grow into the rest of it.
What did your dad do for a living, Magnum?
My dad and his father owned a steel fabrication and erection company. They built the structural steel frames in like shopping centers and office buildings, things like that. And they owned and operated their own business for 35 years.
An erection company, huh?
Yeah, they.
I could have probably used them.
Huh?
I could have probably used them.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they brought they bring the crane over and help you up and pick it up. Yeah,
I needed it.
Yeah. The Iron Men.
Oh, there we go. Right. What a tag team name that would be. That's a good tag team name, actually.
My best weight was 211.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Now
nobody could keep up with me at that weight. I got a little heavier. I'm only about 3 pounds, and like TA said, I was winded. I didn't have it. So 211 down to about 2.7, man, nobody could stay with me. I could go all night long.
Man.
But,
not just in the ring either.
I was a smaller guy, smaller built, but,
did
what I had to do.
When you played football, did you weigh that much? When you were playing?
When I was playing football, I was like 180 out at Wyoming. But, then we came back, worked in that camp that we ran through for, 5 months, 6 days a week. And then we had to do weights on top of it. So we got pretty salty, but, put it on a little weight. Jim always wanted me to get on the steroids. I got on them once, ended up in the hospital, gave me some that were contaminated.
Oh.
Hit my liver. So shit, everything I had worked for, I lost. Then I had to get back and get it back,
That's a heel turn there, right?
Yeah. So I stayed away. I stayed away from the steroids.
Oh, well, so did you say you played quarterback?
Yeah.
Greg? At University of Wyoming?
Well, yes. First, I went to Minnesota.
Okay.
And I was a walk-on.
Mm-hmm.
Most of Murray Warmath at that time, the Minnesota kids, he maybe gave 1 or 2 scholarships to Minnesota kids. Everybody else was walk-ons. And then he gave the scholarships to the black athletes out of the South and wherever he had to go to get them. Mm-hmm. And then we walked on, and then we'd scrimmage kind of basically the Minnesota kids against, the other guys, and we beat them every week. And I was having a heck of a deal at quarterback. So when we get to the spring, he moves me to a defensive back, to a corner. And this running back that we had, Jeff Wright, first time I handed him off the ball, he went 60 yards for a touchdown. Murray moved him to defensive corner. I threw like 6 touchdown passes in our scrim in that game, our spring game. And then he moved me to I was the cornerback. He was the safety.
Oh, okay.
Had to make the calls. They had a Cora and a Sally. Cora meant the cornerback came up and broke up the end run.
Mm-hmm.
Sally, then the safety went up. So Jeff's making the calls. He calls Cora. Our running back, we had our quarterback was Ray Stevens, Sandy Stevens. I don't know if you remember that name. He was about 6'4", about 215 pounds. Our backs were Barry Mayer from North Dakota. He was 220. The other one was Jim Carter, who was 6'3", 250 pounds. So Jeff calls Cora. I got to break the end run up. This is in the spring.
Uh-huh.
And I hit this Carter, and he rolled me, and he ran for a touchdown. Maurice says, run that play again. Gagne, Jesus. So I went up, and I hit him again. And this time I hit him, and he stepped on me and fell down. God, Murray, run that play again. Come on, Gagne. So I went up, and I stuck my head right in his thigh. And the next thing I know, I'm over on the sidelines with the trainer. And I guess everybody had gone off the field. And he says, come on, Greg, we're going to go in now. And I said, but look at the circus out there. Look at the clowns and the elephants. He says, let's go in. So I said, screw this. Wyoming had recruited me. I called there. So I went out, finished out there at quarterback.
Wow. Now, is this the same Wyoming that Josh Allen went to? For the Bills quarterback? Wow. How about that? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was back then. I mean, they had come off the Sugar Bowl. They had really good teams out there, and Lloyd Eaton was the coach. And he had trouble with some of the black players, and he called them in, and he chewed their butts out. Unbelievable. Oh. He ended up losing his job.
Wow.
And then we ended up with Fritz Shermer. Fritz ended up coaching eventually with Green Bay. He was a defensive coach. He was our head coach. And he was a little harder to work with, and different philosophy. Out at that time, with Wyoming, Arizona State, BYU, I mean, they threw the hell out of the ball. Yeah. And then he wanted to go to a running game. We didn't get to throw too much. So I played, on and off.
Yeah.
His favorites that he put in there. And, so it was a good experience being out in Laramie.
Yeah. Yeah. My goodness.
Every weekend we had fights in the bars.
I believe there's not a whole lot to do out there.
Every weekend.
Jeez, I believe.
We had a pretty good, there was about 5 or 6 of us, and we were in it every time, every week. The Cowboys wanted to try. So there was a few bodies laid out. We did pretty good.
Jeez. Well, I'll have to get that NCAA football game that's new and see if you're on there.
Well, I wouldn't be on there.
They might have legendary teams. I want to see if Greg Gagne is throwing.
Try the Buckhorn Bar.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't wear me. You might have a picture of us up there.
Yeah, there we go. Try that out.